Hello and welcome to another episode from Realms Edge Gaming. Today is the 20th of October and we received another Rumour Engine. Now, you might have seen the previous video that I did about the Vampire Coast or the Vampire Pirates coming to Age of Sigmar. And I have to admit, this Rumour Engine surprised me and got me quite excited about furthering the possibility of that faction joining us. So I thought we'd take a look at it, and I'd like to hear your opinions too. Do you think we are closer to having the Vampire Pirates or a nautical Soulblight faction joining AOS? Let's take a look. So it says the text that accompanied the Rumour Engine was, "Welcome, weary traveller. We sense that you've journeyed a great distance to get a glimpse into the future. We must warn you though, the Rumour Engine never shows a complete picture." And what we can see here appears to be, just from what I can see, bones and a tattered sail. And comparing it to this picture there of the kind of galleon, the pirate galleon at the bottom, it did really make me think about the sails of a ship. But there were lots and lots of comments that also thought the same as I did about the pirates. But do you think it's too obvious? This is what really confused me. I wasn't sure whether it was too obvious that it was a sail, and when we actually find out what the model is, it doesn't have like a nautical theme, it's something entirely different. Some people were talking about maybe the return of the Goblin Doom Diver, or something totally left field, which Games Workshop has been known to do. I wasn't the only one that thought it could be Vampire Coast though, as you can see here. There are loads of comments that were asking for it about the sails of the Wraith fleet. Is it to do with a mast? Someone said fortune favours the infamous, which we know is one of the quotes from the Curse of the Vampire Coast video game from none other than Luther Harkon. There was more comments about Luther Harkon there. The Pirates of Sartosa return. And again, someone asking for what we spoke about in the last video, which was a ranged Deadwalker zombie battle line, which would be absolutely amazing. I just thought we'd take a quick look at some of the evidence that maybe leans towards having the kind of pirate ship idea and the Dread Fleet. There was a White Dwarf article, which was a long time ago in issue number 382, and it mentions the Stormbreaker. It was previously known as the Stormbreaker, was a ship. It's now known as the Shade Wraith. And it talks about this kind of galleon that belonged to Count Noctilus, who we spoke about in the previous video. And there were a couple of parts which kind of reminded me of the Rumour Engine. It mentions here about the draped in icy chains and foul streamers of rot, and also tattered sails, and you can see the image there of the Shade Wraith. If we just go back to the kind of Rumour Engine image, we've got the chains there, and you can also see this tears on the actual sails, if it is sails, linked to the bones there, and we've got some kind of way that it's chained together and held in place there. Just a little bit of further information to do with kind of ships in the Dread Fleet. We mentioned previously the Firestorm, the Wraith Fleet here. It's got the spectral sails of the Blood Captain's flagship, the Galleon Death's Whisper. In this one though, it says it writhes with screaming faces, the tortured souls of those the vampire has slaughtered. Can't see any kind of faces there or anything, but maybe it could be a different galleon, different ship. Who knows? We've also got some further information there about the Vankeist, which is all about how the Shade Wraith came to be. And then another kind of link towards the kind of ships that we might be seeing if it does come to light is the Galleon's Graveyard, belonging to none other than Nicholas von Karstein, as he used to be known before he did take on the moniker Count Noctilus. And this is all about how he grew tired of the von Karstein way of trying to gain power and all the infighting amongst the family, and he decided that if he could master the art of seafaring, he would be able to harness the gales of magic that whirl and cascade across the oceans. So he spent an awful long time kind of drawing charts and studying this maelstrom that grew in the heart of the ocean. He studied it for a long, long time, and he tried to practice the magical powers that he could use to move his castle to a place called Galleon's graveyard. Eventually, he took part in a ritual, which was successful. Take note, Nagash. And he managed to translocate his castle to this Galleon's graveyard, and he became so powerful that he was able to draw towards him the shattered remains of the dead warships that were scattered around from the once great Galleons. So, what do you think? Do you think we have the Vampire Coast or the Wraith Fleet or Dread Fleet coming to join Age of Sigmar anytime soon? From the previous video that I did you agree with any of my Rumour Engine predictions, or do you think I've got the wrong end of the stick, so to speak? Are they too obvious, and Games Workshop are kind of leading us down a different path, ready to surprise us with something else? Do you even want the Wraith Fleet to join Age of Sigmar, or do you disagree and want to see something totally separate? But I'd love to hear your comments, so please leave some below. If you could subscribe as well, that would be brilliant. We'll see how this all develops, whether Luther Harkon or any of the other nautical soul-blight characters will be joining us. But whatever happens, I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Thanks for watching, and we'll speak again soon.